Hi, I'm Dr. Barb Hamilton-Hinch, and I'm the Assistant Vice Provost of Equity and Inclusion here at Dalhousie. I want to acknowledge that this online gathering is taking place on the unceded ancestral and traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq people. We acknowledge the peace and friendship treaties signed in this territory and recognize that we are all treaty people. In addition, we affirm the history of African Nova Scotians who have been part of a society for over 400 years and whose sacrifices have helped to build this province. They are a distinct founding people of Nova Scotia and remain a key part of Nova Scotian culture, history, and heritage. On behalf of the Vice Provost of Equity and Inclusion, Dr. Teresa Rajak-Talley, and the team at Human Rights and Equity Services, we encourage the entire Dalhousie University community to join us as we begin to celebrate African Heritage Month 2022. The provincial theme for African Heritage Month this year is Through Our Eyes, the Voices of African Nova Scotians. I want to take this opportunity as a proud African Nova Scotian to acknowledge the contributions of African Nova Scotians and all people of African descent who have contributed to building this institution, province, and country. I encourage you to take the opportunity to attend African Heritage Month events on campus and in the community over these next few weeks. Although this year's African Heritage Month centers on the eyes and voices of African Nova Scotians, we believe that every month and every year should have this focus. We all look forward to being able to celebrate African Heritage Month in person. But for now, we will see each other online to learn more about the rich history and contributions people of African descent have made here and at home and abroad. Thank you.
My name is Guyleigh Johnson. I am a spoken word artist, community advocate, and published author. The poem that I'm going to do today is titled Resilient Roots. Where are you from and what is your background? Always seem to insinuate a divide. What if I told you your history books lied and that on this land our roots are tied? There's something significant about being an African Nova Scotian. You can feel it when we talk, it's potent. In the country they say there's something in the potion, cause there ain't nothing like a Scotian. Shared values, community, and faith. Gathering as a collective, we create a safe space. Understanding the pain of the past as it relates. So it's confusing when you mix that pride with hate. Resilience embedded in the same soil that was damaged. Our ancestors somehow managed to grow, flourish, maintain, and keep. Some of them even worked on the same concrete. We drive, walk, run, and pass without any acknowledgement of who they are, what they did, and why it's special. All of that begins to play on your mental. Why am I proud to be an African Nova Scotian if Nova Scotia is not proud of me? Structural systems to keep us oppressed usually go unaddressed because to acknowledge what was done would mean to take accountability. But that same accountability would have to come with some humility, humanity, and hope to view our perspective through the real scope. But as Black people, our experiences are often stripped in silence. Our cries for help get conveyed as whining, and then they try and say that you're not trying. We are forced to thrive in employment and educational systems that are not created for us to succeed. And when we ask for better opportunities, that gets conveyed as greed. How dare we demand equality? We attend schools where the curriculum doesn't connect, where we often experience neglect in the form of lack of respect, surrounded by classrooms that lack culture, diversity, and inclusive material to comprehend, the constant microaggressions towards Black women, and the label and stereotypes of our men. And for our white friends, we see the rules bend. And the part that hurts is it doesn't matter how hard you work, you'll still be unqualified, underrepresented, and underpaid, regardless of those foundations laid. Our communities are over-policed, targeted, and under surveillance nonstop. A disconnection with the cops, while violence and sickness plague the elders and the youth. Our resistance helps us to continue to push through. Breaking barriers by building bridges our youth can cross and connect, dismantling years of oppression and neglect. We will one day live in a society where we reflect in all aspects across all boards because we can only accept what we stand for. Rooted in our history and rich heritage, ready to honor those who came before us, recognizing the needs of those who will come after us. Where are you from? What is your background? I am an African Nova Scotian, from sea to land and land to sea. There's no way you can see Nova Scotia and not see me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deep Sani. and I'm the President and Vice-Chancellor of Dalhousie University. Thank you for joining us to recognize and celebrate the start of African Heritage Month. This month is an opportunity to reaffirm Dalhousie's commitment to supporting all people of African descent in our community. Throughout the implementation of our strategic plan and the African Nova Scotian strategy, we commit to strengthening Dalhousie's engagement with the broader African Nova Scotian community. To name just a few successes in the last year, we created a Black Studies Research Institute, hired our inaugural Assistant Vice Provost for Equity and Inclusion, and joined universities across the country in signing the Scarborough Charter on Anti-Black Racism and Black Inclusion. But we know we still have more to do, and we are committed to doing this vital work. On behalf of Dalhousie University, I would like to thank the African Heritage Month Planning Committee and encourage everyone to look for more opportunities in the month ahead to learn, reflect, and most importantly, act. Thank you.